Hey, I'm Joe Kurtenbach with American Rifleman, and this week for NRA Gun of the Week, we're looking at the Wilson Combat EDC X9. Now, the EDC X9 is really Wilson Combat's answer to the polymer frame, highly concealable, but still kind of service-grade 9mm pistols out there on the market that are incredibly popular right now, including like the Smith & Wesson Compact, the Glock 19. This is going to sit in that same size category, same capacity category, but of course, it's a custom grade firearm with a single action trigger. So the goal of this pistol, and it is a completely unique design to Wilson Combat, it is not just a 1911 with a double stack magazine. This is a completely unique design, although it does bear a lot of resemblance to the 1911s, and it should. Wilson Combat is really known for making custom grade metal frame 1911s, and this gun kind of follows in that suit, but also has some pretty unique features. So basically, starting from the top, we do have Wilson Combat's battle sights, and this is a fully adjustable rear with a U-notch. It's also got some good serrations, glare-reducing serrations in the back. It's got a fiber optic front sight, and of course, this is a custom gun, so if you want a different style of sight, you can order it. Moving down to the slide, we do have lengthwise serrations to help guide your eye towards that front sight. And as well, we've got the X-Tac serration pattern. Basically, this is a texturing pattern fore and aft for cocking serrations, and it's really effective. It's machined into the slide, and you do have the kind of the tri-cut design here. So it's not a round top slide, it's kind of that tri-cut. Really nice slim profile package here, and of course, the machining is excellent. We do have an external extractor here, so that's a difference from the 1911s, and Wilson chose that, I think, for reliability. It's a very robust design. At the heart of the EDC X9 is a 4-inch fluted barrel, and you can also see that this is kind of a semi-bowl profile here. It's actually flared out, belled out here towards the muzzle, and it also has a reverse crown to protect the rifling. So this is still that kind of competition style barrel you might expect from Wilson Combat, but it is a 4-inch package, so this is going to make the gun right in there with those other kind of concealed carry, duty carry crossover pistols. Moving down to the frame, this is Wilson Combat's X-frame, so we'll kind of get into that a little bit more when I disassemble it. But we do have a 2-slot accessory rail, and the EDC X9 is also available in models without the accessory rail. Also, the controls are left side only, but again, custom gun. If you want a bilateral thumb safety, you can have it. But we do have the takedown lever, which is also the slide, stop, and release, and it's obviously attached to the takedown pin in the same way that a 1911 would have that. We've got the left side thumb safety, and of course the magazine release, which is a little bit enlarged. Actually, all the controls are a little bit enlarged, but still nicely kind of smoothed out, so there's not a snag. It's still a snag-free design, but it's also very easy to engage these controls with your hands. Looking at the trigger, again, this is a Wilson Combat custom grade trigger. It's a single action. This gun is a hammer fired gun, so you're going to have that nice single action pull like you have on a 1911. And moving down towards the back strap, the hammer spring housing here, this is another area where you can kind of customize the sizing. In fact, the trigger is also customizable in that when you purchase a EDC X9, if you order one custom from Wilson Combat, you select either a large or small back strap, so that's going to kind of determine how it fills your hand. In fact, if I were to order one, I'd probably go with the small, which sits kind of more flush along the grip panels here. But you can also have 3 sizes of trigger, and what that's talking about is the trigger length, like where the shoe sits. This is a medium size, there is a small size, and there's also a large size which will extend the face of the trigger out a little bit further. So you can really customize how this gun fits in your hand. Feeding the EDC X9 is a double stack 15 round capacity detachable box magazine. It's got a good base plate on it, so of course you would expect this in a service grade style pistol where you're going to be doing a lot of reloads. You might be dropping these mags to the floor. This is a very good durable magazine, and it's based off another good service firearms magazine, and it's really pretty effective. We've shot this gun quite a bit and have had no issues at all with the magazines Wilson Combat provided. So I told you this is a unique firearm design, and that becomes very evident when you disassemble the gun. So to do that, we're of course going to drop the magazine. We're going to ensure that the firearm is clear, and then on the left side, we do have the takedown notch, and we're going to align that with the slide mounted takedown notch right here. So kind of in the same style as a 1911, we're going to align those notches, and then we can remove the takedown pin. With that done, the slide assembly comes off. You can see here we do have pretty much a full length guide rod, but it isn't a captured recoil spring, it's just a regular recoil spring, and there is a polymer buffer on this assembly. There is the spring retaining cap, and of course, finally, that fluted barrel. But things get really interesting when we look at the frame assembly, and that's because, like I said, this is the X frame. It's an aluminum frame. But basically what we can do here is we can drop the hammer carefully. And then there is a little, basically, port here at the butt of the gun, and using a punch, we can actually get in there, relieve the pressure on the hammer spring, and then kind of the back strap's going to open up and we can remove the slide panels and expose that entire X-frame. And there's that X-frame. And one of the great things about this, the inspiration actually came from the Browning BDM firearm. It was a 90s era Browning US-made pistol, and one thing about it is that it had a very minimal kind of skeletonized frame, and that allowed, in a fairly slim design, to accommodate a double stack magazine, and Wilson Combat is doing the same thing here. Pretty minimal skeletonized frame. It also allows you to change the grip panels if you'd like, the stocks here, and of course, again, custom gun. There are several color variations available when you order one of these EDC X9s. But overall, this is a unique firearm. It's a lot of fun to shoot. Reliability is definitely there. When Wilson was designing this gun, they actually sent out prototypes, samples, production models to a lot of really high caliber trainers, high volume competition shooters. They really jury tested this gun to ensure the reliability was there, and it certainly is. This is definitely going to be great competition, custom level competition for those polymer frame duty carry crossover pistols, and really one of the most exciting introductions of the last couple of years in our industry. So the Wilson Combat EDC X9, if you want to learn more, you can go to wilsoncombat.com.